I was kidnapped and murdered on September 29, 1995, at a La Quinta Inn hotel in San Antonio, Texas. My body was chopped up and I was stuffed into a barrel. What shocked me the most was that the whole thing was orchestrated by a fellow atheist. What a prick. I'll haunt you forever, prick. Don't forget, dumbass, I was the person who founded American Atheists and led the 1963 Supreme Court lawsuit that ended mandatory official prayer in U.S. public schools because I would rather you listen to me than pray to your imaginary friend. I was known as the most hated woman in America, and I absolutely loved it. The attention was insane. The sons of bitches loved me. But let me tell you about my prick of a son, William. William publicly announced his conversion to Christianity, stating that atheism left him feeling empty and unfulfilled. So I swiftly disowned that son of a bitch and declared him beyond human forgiveness. Can you believe it? This was the same son who helped me build the American Atheists organization. What's worse is that this dumbass later became an ordained Baptist minister and conservative activist. What did I do wrong? How could he betray me in such a vile and disgusting way by becoming a Christian? That son of a bitch. Even worse, my son wrote a book titled My Life Without God, wherein he exposed the sheer horror of growing up with a dogmatic atheist mother. What an ungrateful cunt. I was one of those atheists who hated God. God was my enemy. God was the object of my disdain. Yet I couldn't stop thinking about him. I was like an evangelist for atheism. And yet, I could never actually prove that God does not exist. Nor could I show how the existence of God is impossible. Moreover, to infer that only the observable exists is not a scientific conclusion, but a philosophical assumption. The existence of natural processes in no way proves the non-existence of realities, causes, or states of being that lie beyond the reach of our finite senses and instruments. At the end of the day, if the atheist, or anyone else for that matter, bases his belief solely on what can be measured and observed by his limited, fallible, finite senses, he will forever remain trapped within an incomplete explanatory model of reality. Empirical observation can only reveal finite appearances, not ultimate causes. The deepest foundations of existence, metaphysical truths, first causes, meaning, consciousness, reason, and the ground of being itself, transcend the limits of sensory measurement and scientific instrumentation. What can be quantified is not, therefore, all that exists, and a worldview confined to the observable will always fall short of explaining reality in its fullness.